Hello, Forecaster here again, and we are back for Detour number 4. And this is Deadbolt, in which you play the role of Death, the Grim Reaper. And it is a mission-based, side-scrolling action game with some stealth and puzzle elements. And when I say puzzle elements, I mean that there are multiple solutions for a level, and it is not strictly, or it is not always the case that the best weapon is the single one you'll use, and I'll demonstrate what I mean by that later. We're going to play through a couple of these starting missions. I skipped the introduction and the tutorial level, which preceded this one, or preceded. And you talk to the fire, which is your employer, or a way to communicate with your employer. I'm not entirely sure of that. And the first set of levels are about zombies. So we started the game with the .32 revolver, and our objective is to kill all the undead. So there's a bunch of zombies in the level, and we have to kill all of them without being killed ourselves. So if one of them sees us, they are going to attack us, and it is one shot and we are dead. One bullet and we are dead. Now, of course, you have the element of surprise on your side. We can simply hold down the right mouse button to aim with your gun. If you left click while not aiming, you will punch, and we'll pop this guy in the head, killing him instantly. Enemies take more shots to kill when shot in the body. You do not. You are always killed by one shot. And one of the stealth elements is that you can use these vents and sewer lines. Not sure why the toilet is connected to this grate outside. Ventilation, I suppose, of the sewer or something, maybe. But we can use that to travel up here. Enemies, of course, can't do that. And we're going to pop that guy in the head. The shot alerted this guy. We can kill him too. We'll turn off the lights in here. They're going to immediately turn them back on. Which didn't really do a whole lot. But you can see that we have eliminated all but 3 enemies now. I'm going to go down here. Turning off the lights gives me a small advantage. Now when I open this door, because there's a light in here, it's going to shine through this door a bit, which would illuminate me. So I have to be careful when I open this door so this enemy doesn't see me like that. And now I can stand here and remain undetected until I choose not to be. So I'm going to use this. Do that. Pretty simple. And then we can simply pop this guy. Now the objective is complete. We aren't given a new one because this is the first level. So we return to our car. We unlock a couple of achievements. We get a ranking, which helps determine how many souls we need, which is a currency. If I hadn't died, I probably would have gotten another star. Maybe if I had been faster as well, I would have gotten another star. You can get more souls if you get a better rank. And you can see that I also got some extra souls that I didn't have before I started this level, which I got for unlocking those achievements. So I now have 60 souls. We're going to start the next mission to open this door. And you can see we get some intel here. Large zombies with shotguns. They take more shots, even to the head. So they are tougher. So we're going to play the next level. And once that is complete, we should have access to the next thing I want to show. We pick up the hammer we find in here, which You can carry two weapons, a primary one and a secondary one. And these two can be anything. You can carry two guns like I did on the last level, or two melee weapons, whatever you want. But you can only carry two. I'm going to do that. Pop that guy. And that guy. Now, I happen to know that our current objective down here is to find these drugs that are marked by this blue arrow over here. But once we do that, the objective is going to change to kill all the enemies on the level. So I know that I might as well go through killing all of them immediately. Now you see this microwave here. I can interact with it to either set off the timer immediately or set it off in 3 seconds, which is going to make a noise which might attract enemies. However, we have this bouncer zombie down here, and we can get behind him. You can use the fridge as cover, apparently. So I'm going to melee him. It's going to stun lock him, which will allow us to kill him. Then we find the drugs. Didn't really need to interact with them. And then we can pop these guys here. And that is our objective. So now we can head back to the car and exit the level. Now, I like this game a lot. It's pretty fun. It has a few issues. One of those is that it is a bit random. Sometimes you can repeat a level multiple times and try the same thing, and sometimes it'll work and sometimes it will not. And yeah, that can be a little frustrating. But we now unlocked purchasing new weapons, which is basically what we do down here. We can visit Sharon here, the ferryman, and he will accept souls for weapons. So we can see that we have a bunch of weapons here. One of my favorites is the Headhunter. We also have the Tactical SMG, which is a nice one, and the Scythe, which is, as you can see, very expensive. And another thing I like about this game is that most of these weapons have their own unique uses. So the Scythe is clearly the most expensive weapon out of all of these, but that doesn't mean that it is the best one for all situations, and I'm going to demonstrate this later. So we can unlock these, and at the start of the level we get to choose what we want to start with before actually entering the level. I'm going to demonstrate this by playing another level, of course. So I actually want the hammer, and then we unlock an achievement by buying a weapon, which will give us some more souls. So we can then also buy the suppressed 9mm pistol, and then we go left to go back. You can also go right, but that is obviously longer. And then we can check out the next mission. I'm going to skip that. We get some info about buying weapons, which you already know, basically. And then we can try out this mission, which is called Smoke Signals. Burn all their drugs is our objective, it sounds like. So destroy all ash caches, and we can see those marked in with blue arrows there. Now we can see that my car is interactable. We can change weapons, and I'm going to choose to start with the suppressed 9mm pistol and the hammer. And you can deselect these if you want. Start with nothing, although that would make the game pretty difficult. So then it's business as usual. There we go. Set fire to that. To grab the sawed-off shotgun. Kill myself some enemies. There we go. There's another stash taken care of. And we can see that this zombie up here is facing the door. So he's going to see us when we go up here, so we're going to have to shoot him immediately. He'll probably stand up a bit as well. And then we have these guys in here. Pretty simple. The levels get progressively harder, of course. And can actually be quite tricky to find a solution to. We now actually have completed our objective, so we don't need to kill the remaining enemies again. So I'm actually going to head back to my car this way and not go through them. And there we have it. Let's see what rank I get. Full stars. Didn't get me any more souls, unfortunately. But it did get some. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump to my main save, where I played through most of the game. And we're going to have a look at a much later level and see what that is like. Alright, so here we are in my main save where I've completed 70% of the game, played almost 4 hours. And as you can see, I have unlocked a few weapons, and we are going to, I think it's one of these. I think it was this level. Yes. Okay, so you can see that this level introduces mines, which are pretty obvious what they do. If you get too close, they will explode. And it also, this level also has the skeleton enemies, which behave a bit differently from the vampires and zombies. Now, I have unlocked the scythe, as you can see, and it is a nice weapon. There's no doubt about that. As you can see, it has an arc both in front of me and behind me. It also lunges me forward a bit. It does a decent amount of damage, and it's pretty fast for having such a long range. One of the drawbacks is that it cannot be thrown like the smaller weapons. If you aim with them, you can actually throw them. Whoops. Don't want to alert this guy yet. So I tried for quite a while to enter this level with the scythe, and it didn't work out because I couldn't figure out a way to get past this mine. So optimally, I need to explode this mine to get past here, because you can't get past mines unless you can go through vents. And one of the ways I can do that is to trigger it with a thrown weapon. And there you can see that failed pretty spectacularly. And there I got killed. So I can, if I throw the hammer or a knife just right, I can actually trigger the mine. And here we can pick up a sledgehammer, which is a slow but high damage weapon. And it worked this time, but as you can see, optimally I would have exploded the mine when the skeleton was here and killed him as well. And I tried to do that for quite a while using the hammer, but as you can see, they can be pretty difficult to aim We also have these guys, the engineers, which lay mines. They also have a grenade launcher, and they will happily blow themselves up. But I found the easiest way to get into this, or get past the start of this level, was to use the tactical SMG instead of the scythe. Just do that. Do this. And then we have entered the level. And here, for a while, I tried to use the hammer to kill these guys. Or maybe I had a knife. But it would keep alerting other enemies, and I found that the sledgehammer is actually more stealthy. And I'm not sure why exactly that is, but it is one of those things. There's also a lockpicking mechanic, but that is pretty easy. I think that's basically just to keep you from running through locked doors like they were nothing. So you have to kind of pause a bit, which leaves enemies chasing you an opening, if there are any. As you can see, the sledgehammer is quite good. We also have an engineer over here. But yeah, that is basically the game. I need to enter this vent so I can pop up behind this guy. Kill him pretty easily. The sledgehammer is really good. Now we have these guys over here, and there's also a mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first turn off the light out here. Then I'm going to explode those. Then I'm going to knock on this door. Whoops. Oh. I'm not going to torture you by trying to complete this level. I have already beaten it. I'm just going to do a quit mission. And I'm not going to show you any more of the game. If you are interested, of course, you should consider buying it. It's available on Steam. There will be a link in the description. And yeah, I hope you liked the video. I really like this game. It is a bunch of fun, and I will finish it eventually. I play it pretty slowly. Just a level now and then. It's one of those games that are easy to start up quickly and just play a few rounds and then go back to doing something else, which is nice. I like those kinds of games. And especially if you are at a difficult level, you can just try a couple of times to beat it and then go do something else so you don't get too burned out. But yeah, so with that, I will see you in the next video. And the music is nice too.